It's important to know how to group together our search terms in order to give the database meaningful information so it will give us the results we are looking for. The way we group our search terms together is by using Boolean operators. That may sound like a strange term, but it's very beneficial to understand how these operators work. Boolean operators are made up of the words and, or, not. We use these words to group our search terms together in order to be more or less specific in our search string. In other words, the way we group our search terms together with these Boolean operators will allow the database to return more or fewer results. Let's take a look to see how these Boolean operators work. If we group together search terms with the Boolean operator AND, the database will return articles that contain all the search terms grouped. If we group search terms together with the Boolean operator OR, the database will return articles that contain any of the search terms grouped. If we group search terms with the Boolean operator NOT, the database will exclude articles that contain the second search term. Let's take a look at the Boolean operators with our search terms that we took from our research question. The first line, effects and global warming and penguins, would require the database to return articles that contained all three of those search terms. That means the database would return fewer articles. The second line, effects or result or consequence, is combining some of our synonyms. This line would require the database to return articles that contain any one of those search terms. That means the database would return more articles. The final line, global warming, not climate change, is also a combination of our synonyms. But in this case, the database would be required to return articles that only contain the search term global warming. The database would not return any articles that use the term climate change. So the effects of Boolean operators on search results are as follows. We use AND to reduce the results. We use OR to increase results. And we use NOT to reduce results. Other search information that is important when searching in databases include exact phrases, nesting, field searches, and limiters. Exact phrases refers to using quotations around two words that make up one search term, such as global warming. A database may separate those two words into two separate search terms, when really I want that to be one search term. So by putting parentheses around global warming, I'm ensuring that the database will look at that as one search term. Nesting refers to keeping the right words together with the Boolean operator, such as our synonyms penguin or Arctic animal. By putting parentheses around these synonyms and the Boolean operator OR, we're telling the database that we only want these two search terms to be grouped by that operator. Field searches refers to looking for a search term in a specific field, such as a title or a subject. And limiters refers to restricting the results once you've already conducted an initial search. After you have a list of articles from an initial search in a database, you can restrict things such as the dates and publication titles. If I had a long list of results and I wanted to reduce the results, I could tell the database that I don't want anything published before 2015. Or I could say I want something in a specific title, such as Science Magazine. So now that you've had an overview of search strategies, it's time to review and practice and then move on to Module 2.